Hello, I'm Chris. This is Gross Models. A warm welcome to issue 56 of building Back to the Future DeLoreans. It says Eagle Moss in the corner there, but it's not no longer. It is now Fanhome who are supplying me this artwork. So thank you very much, Fanhome, for rescuing the half-built DeLorean from the depths of the shelf and putting it back on the bench where it should be, where we get it finished. In this issue, we are doing some electrics. We've got a circuit board and 8 numbered cables plus fixing screws. We've got lots of different coloured cables with labels on them, some screws, and the circuit board, which we're going to be plugging in. Basically, first of all, we're going to get all the wires plugged in, or some of the wires plugged in, and then we shall install the board to the back of the seat, plug in some more wires, and that will be that. We'll end up with even more wires hanging out. I thought this was going to be getting all the wires assembled and put together, but apparently it's not. This is just getting all the wires and adding to them. And then, obviously, at some point, we'll be putting them together. Looking at the behind-the-scenes production diary, coming into land. Yeah, the car was flying, and then they made it land again. Good stuff. Obviously, use cranes and things. Model DeLorean could be used for the flying sequences, but to maintain the heightened level of realism, a full-size prop car was preferable. So there we go. That's what they did. Darlene Vogel, call me Spike. Griff's hoverboard pal went from Lawbreaker to TV Law Enforcer. That's what she's gone on to do. And next issue, we've got the upper bulkhead, which is again going to be continuing with the interior thing. It looks like there's some decorative things, obviously, to go onto it, screws to put it together, and hopefully putting that onto the back of the seats where it belongs. So yeah, there we go. Nike mags were created for Back to the Future Part 2. Went on to raise millions for charity. That's cool. So yes, this is what we've got. We've got lots of wires, the circuit board, a longer wire, and some screws. So let's have a look at those. And here we are, some FP screws, which are going to hold it in place. The board itself has got obviously lots of just plain connectors, a special connector there, big capacitor, and a couple of things. There's a chip and a few other diodes and things on there, obviously for connecting it all up. The wires we have 20, 1, we got there 2 and 3. Let's put them in order, shall we? 1, 2, 3, 13, previously mentioned 20, 7, 4, and the long one 21. I've got no idea why the numbers are the numbers that they are, but that's what we've got. So let's plug them in place. Circuit number 1 goes on to number 1. Now these will obviously only go one way around. You've got the other connector for doing later, and it doesn't matter which way around it does. I'm going to put this over the 1. There's a 1 on this socket here. It's going to go on there that way round. These probably don't matter which way round, but on the off chance that they do, I shall get them in that position. Can't tell, the colours aren't very helpful as to telling what's what. It's got the white one this side on this one, which is number 2, which is going into number 2. So that does seem to be that way round. There we go. Number 3 is, funnily enough, that's number 4. Number 3 is connecting onto the third one. And you can guess where number 4 is going to go. That's 20. That's 4. Going to go onto there. Now, these are quite long pins and connectors. Obviously, there's plenty of room for them to be in. They're not worrying about that, but there we go. Number 7, funny enough, goes on to 7. We're missing 2 out, and then we're putting this on. That's the next block along. There we go. And then we need 13, which is going right on the end of this, where 13 is indeed written on the board there. That's that. Then we need 20 onto the circuit board that's marked 20. These ones seem to be that way round as well, so let's put that on there. 20 is that one. Yeah, 19, 20, so that's that. 21, obviously, goes next to it. on there. So that is the board prepared. Then we need to bring in, or bring back, I should say, the interior and 4 of the FP screws, which will hold it in place. So let's get 4 screws out from there. 1, 2, 3, 5, no, 4. That one can stay in there with the FP label, otherwise I won't know which one it is if I do ever need to come back and pick up a spare. So that's that. These 4 screws obviously go in the corners, and this is going onto the top. So it's going on there that way round, like so. So what I will do is get a couple of these screws in place on camera. Just a couple of turns in just to hold it in the right place. I'll get the rest of those done off screen. I need to find the end of the lead 40J Mark 5 onto the circuit board in position number 5. Is that this one? That one has a 5 written on it. I didn't even notice that these have got the numbers printed on the edges of them, but it's lovely that they do, because that makes it very easy to connect up. So that's going on there next to that. Leaves one gap in there. And then we need to put in 18. What we've got there, we've got 17, 14. There's 18. Big one there as well. That's going to go somewhere, isn't it? F and R on that. Strange. Right, 18 is going up the top here onto that one, and we'll get that way round. So that one marks 18. There we've got 17 and 14 are being connected as well. So these other 2, that seems very short. 17. Maybe I can pull it through a bit more. Where's it got to go? It's got to go all the way over to there. So I might have to work on releasing that one a tad. 14 is going even further, right the way over there. That in itself isn't too much of a problem. But 17 at the moment isn't going to reach. So I will disassemble slightly, figure out why that is a bit short. I'm going to try just pulling it a little bit just to see if that gives me any slack. It is in fact giving me a little bit of slack. Can't tell which of these it is. It looks like I've got plenty there. I think I'm okay. I think I'm good. I'll get a little bit more. It's always that last bit that you want to... I'm sure I can get a little bit more and then you cause problems. But no, that looks good to me. So that's 17. Let's get that plugged in. Just next to 18, funnily enough. I'm going to need a little bit more. I'm going to take it partially apart, figure out why that's coming out there, and get that connected. And then that will be another issue completed. So thank you very much for joining me on this build. Colour is that? Yellow and white. So I can't quite make out which one that goes to. Is it that one? Could be that one. In which case, I've definitely got a bit of slack there that I can use. So not a problem. I shall get that attached, and then we'll be good to go. I'm going to try just putting it a bit harder. No, that's not working. I'm going to have to disassemble it and make sure that's... If you're earlier in the build than this, make sure you've got enough play on your wires. You need a little bit longer on that one than I've got. So, thank you very much for joining me on this. I shall see you shortly for the next one when it turns up and we'll get it done. But I'm sure I'll have other part works slipping in between to keep you amused until that time. So, thank you very much. I shall see you very shortly. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now.